A very good afternoon to you, our viewers. Welcome to another wonderful episode of the on the show. We discuss socio-political matters affecting the lives of the 200 million plus Nigerian people. We dissect the matters from various angles and we present the truth to you out there, our viewers. It's going to be a lovely day. It's the first episode in the month of August. And for those who do not know, August does mean special. I'm sure it's going to be a special episode. Not just this time around, but in all editions in the month of August. I have with me here two interesting individuals, people who have had on the show several times. And this time around, one of them is coming back from a long sabbatical. I think I'll be starting with him. Nehemiah Nwosu, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for being on the show this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sheikh. I'm glad to be here once again. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's really been a while.
I'm glad to be back here again.
Thank you very much. And to my right, I have Mr. Adekunle Aliu. He's here, no tie today, no glasses, but his intellectual dexterity is on the highest.
It's a pleasure
on
to
the
be
highest
here.
level.
I love to my viewers, our viewers are adorable.
Alright, so we begin very quickly with the matters on board. We're going to be talking about some matters that affect Nigerian people, like we always talk about. And we are starting this time around with perhaps the most trending matter in Nigeria at the moment. A couple of days ago, Lagosians, people in Ogun State, people in several other states, they probably woke up with the sound of rain. Not too many persons who had slept all night would have known the extent to the damage that the rain had caused. But when many people woke up and they were probably going to work, or they were probably just coming out of their houses to look around, they would have seen the extent of damage that had been done. Flash flood, it had been tagged just like we've seen in the past, but it has come once again. And if you live on the island in Lagos, for example, or if you do not live on the island or in any of these states, you must have seen on social media various pictures and videos of what went down a couple of days ago. Interestingly, NIMET has said this rain is going to be on for a while, and 19 states have been mentioned, and that they should be careful because these states are the high-risk states, and the floods are here again. I think we've spoken about this matter a few weeks ago or a few months ago when we said we talk about this every year, and God willing, we are still going to talk about this year, and we are here again to talk about this matter. I'm starting with you, Nehemiah. I don't know if you live in a flooded environment, but we've all seen videos on social media. Using Lagos, for example, the Environment Commissioner has said it's flash floods.
Continue to talk about the drainage system in Lagos. We still continue to talk about these things all the time. What has been done? What has been done to mitigate these things from happening in that manner, in this volume? I saw videos, especially the one I saw in that happened in Ikorodu. A lot of people, even roads they were just constructed, being washed off in the rains and the whole of those things. And there is something about humans. When you take away the comfort of people, you keep them in pain. Why don't these things? Let us look about they said they are working on some areas to think about the drainage, and the rest of the things. Let's just hope that after this, and people, find comfort somewhere, and by the time the rains, go away, let's see what it will take the government to quickly fix these things. Looking at the rains coming the following year, hopefully they will do the right thing this time.
All right. The Mokwa incident is still very fresh, where several lives were lost. Last year, 1.2 million Nigerians were affected by the flood, and numerous deaths, destruction of property, and August 5th to August 9th have been declared as the days where this rain is going to really be crazy. It's going to be affecting 19 states, various areas in the 19 states. Ogun State is affected, Lagos State is affected, Kebbi is affected, Kano, of course, Niger, Taraba, Jigawa, Yobe, Zamfara, Sokoto, and these states are just there. Delta is equally affected. Anambra is affected. Plateau is affected.
Niger.
Ogun, I think I mentioned Ogun.
Yes.
And of course, Lagos State is definitely affected.
Capital.
We are back to, I think you were on the show the last time we discussed this topic.
It's always, we do this 3 or 4 times every year before December, November, we'll discuss it again.
Wow.
So it's a natural phenomenon. It happens, it's a natural disaster. Sometimes you build in good areas and one time the rain becomes so much. If you don't have appropriate drainages, if you're blocking your drainages, then you're going to cause problems for yourself and your community. Now, this tells us that, look, we need to do proper planning. I was watching on social media one small clip somebody sent from a country, I don't know which country is that, and you see their drainage has a filter. There was water on the street and the guy just removed the filter and they just remove it at the depth.
I saw it.
So you see, the concept, it's for us to have this problem.
Yes.
It's also for us to solve this problem. So we are having the problem, what are the things we're doing to solve them?
Yeah.
So we should go about it headlong and solve them forever, so that they don't come back again. See some communities like that in Lekki always laugh. Recall of recent, one of the directors in Lagos State said those drinking water in Lekki might be drinking shit water.
They've been drinking shit water.
So just imagine that. And it is possible. I've always said that, look, anybody that is digging borehole, you can poison people through borehole.
Yes, of course.
But we enjoyed it probably because we lack central coordinate system. We all enjoy it. So we need to start coordinating our building, coordinating our plan that look, okay, for future purposes, so that if there is drainage, if there's flooding, what is the kind of drainage we want to improve on? Our drainage are just open drainages. They want to do gutter. Somebody will just do one stupid gutter drainage that doesn't last for 2 years before you know it, one truck is hitting it and it's broken. Sometimes you see people go there, they drop their wastes in the drainage. I was coming the other day on the expressway here at night and it's a bush area, but somebody was just going to saw the person just park the nylon bag and was dropping it on the expressway drainage.
My goodness.
And I'm like, whoa. And in this time and age again, you're still doing this. Don't you understand that, look, this dirt will block this drainage and before you know it, it will destroy the road when the water can't flow. So we need to understand that, look, we are here to care for ourselves. If we don't care for ourselves, if we don't provide solution for ourselves, we are still going to be the one that will suffer it. So when people build on waterways, look at the one in Adamawa. I saw on TV a man was complaining that, look, that is so sure that the estuaries or the channel that which the water was supposed to pass through from their own area into the major river that will take this, people had built on the estuaries. So why? When you do such thing, you are putting your own community into trouble when you have deluge of water coming down. You're going to expose us to nonsense. The same, Ikorodu obviously said, well, when have we had flooding in Ikorodu? It's a long time.
Margin areas of Ikorodu.
It's a long time.
But look at the dirty water, the flooding water.
It's a long time.
I'm like, wow. The whole of Ikorodu. So it tells us, look, we need to begin to look at how we do this building. How we do these cities we are creating, how we arrange them. If we can do them properly, I think we'll be relatively safe. Though, when the volume of water is too much, we may not be able to contain it. If you see that, there's a one that happened recently in India. Oh my God!
And I think let me just quickly drop this. Yeah. And I think, as a country, we need to be looking at countries, that have had similar issues in the past and how they solve them. Take Netherlands, for example. Look at the way we develop, the development going around the coastal areas, Lekki, when during these development processes, are we looking far ahead? Are we looking at, this is what the area entails, futuristic, how are we going to do this? And what kind of development are we doing? Are we making sure that while putting up these structures, we are also putting up structures to fend against flooding? You know it will rain, and you are doing these developments around those coastal areas, and you know what it entails. What are we putting in place to mitigate these things when it happens? So I think this is what is really, really lacking in terms of how we, let's look at the countries that have done this in the past. Look at the way Netherlands fight flooding, how they fought flooding is a very typical example of what we can look at and say we can do this.
So intentionally in building.
Thank you.
Intentionally
Thank you.
in drainage building.
Thank you.
Intentionally in structure building. Intentionally in housing. Intentional even in the transport system. So you know that look, what is the style of drainage? Which
in recent years we don't our institutions
enforcement agents
who enforce these things.
So those ones have gone on suspension.
So that's why I said you cannot take away the place
of the government.
So
I think I agree with him.
As much as I want to agree with him, I also want to do a little bit of disagreement. In the sense that
people will go rogue.
Break the law.
People will go rogue, but it is the government that will put people in check.
So the government, the people who are going to put you in check are the people that is in the. So the people are the people that are taking care of the people. So government is the machinery. The people run the machinery of government. So if the people we don't apply our own enforcement to enforce ourselves and put it that we are going to kill ourselves. So every time we say government, it's all
higher than the power of the people.
I mean,
we have seen cases where people putting feces on the streets were being apprehended.
Okay, let me give you an instance now. In the camp. Is the government controlling the camp?
What camp?
Maybe the Redeem camp, maybe the Deeper Life camp, maybe the Christ Embassy camp. So you see how they coordinate themselves, the people. So in your condition, you see how
because they know that.
Sorry, sir. We say don't do like this. I comply. I don't do like this. Why? Because of this reason. So when you comply, you meet the progress, the profit of complying. But when you don't comply, the disaster comes. You benefit from that same disaster. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Let us all put our hands on the
collective effort
and yes,
of course.
I think it's important to also reel out some of these very sad statistics. NEMA, the National Emergency Management Agency, has said that in this year 2025, that is just in August. In fact, we have not even gotten to half of August. No fewer than 191 Nigerians have lost their lives to flood that had ravaged the country, and we've had 94 people missing. And interestingly, the state with the highest number of deaths so far to flooding is Niger is leading with more than 63 deaths. Adamawa State is second with 26 deaths. One death has been recorded in Borno and Gombe. It's just so sad, where our people, our brothers and sisters are losing their lives, not to something really dangerous, not something really worthy, to flooding, something that we can, as a people, put an end to. We know sometimes
natural disasters,
we can have some very crazy rains and all of that, but many of these things are problems that we have come together as a people and solve to stop the death of our people. The funny thing is, if we check the number of deaths that we've had to flooding, that has happened because of flooding in the last 20 years, if you start calculating the figures, you'll be surprised that, wow, we've lost quite a number of persons. We'll be moving on now to another topic that has been really hitting the people hard in the last few days. The West African Examination Council, WAEC, released results recently, and there has been an alarming rate at which the students failed, most especially English. And lots of persons have been speaking on social media, experts, stakeholders, parents, people have been speaking up, and it's caused a lot of chaos. So I'm starting with you now, Mr. Aliu. It's now, as of this morning, WAEC has now said, hey,
you suspend access.
We suspend access to the site. The site has been, you can't access the site if you have a WAEC result now that you want to check. You can't go in and check because
there's been a glitch.
WAEC has even suspended that process because of a glitch. Now, this statement glitch, I remember just before we came on air, he was saying when an error is glitches, there was the jam glitch some months ago. We spoke about it here on the program, and we were saying that we hope the WAEC result that is being worked upon.
We don't suffer same glitch.
There is no glitch. And we didn't know it was a prophecy. The glitch has come.
So the failure rates, I think, were attributed to the introduction of CBT for these children.
So why do CBT when
we have to progress?
We have to.
Remember when we started? It used to be OBJ, by hand, then they now you don't write ABCD, then they now bring you have to shade, then now say you have
shade.
So there's a lot of, it's a progress.
Shade.
This exam writing has to come to a point whereby everything will be
But
done.
if the technology is not working,
So we need,
are we going to, people are being affected.
if we don't start it, you don't get to understand the glitches you will expect. So you have to start it. So you begin to build and build and build. JAM initially was just paper shading. Then it became a CBT. You have to go to it. And now people are becoming better. The younger ones are becoming better experts in this thing. They can do JAM on their phone and anything like that. And JAM 2 is becoming better in terms of security and checking. So we have to start. But again, I think they need to look at how to make it convenient and what these children need to know before coming to the exam hall. The teachers and everybody must be told, and they must be told. The children must be told, look, this is the time frame. This thing has time. So how many hours am I going to spend on it? How fast do I have to be on my keyboard to be able to marshal out my points and score the relevant marks that I want? If children are failing maths and English, it tells me maybe it's because of time. They couldn't finish up the article at the required time. So, and because time is of the essence, if you can't meet up, you can't write enough, you fail. So, but if you can meet up and you can finish your article, writing is like so easy because we are all experts with it now. So the same thing will come to typing in the next 2, 3, 4 years. These guys will come experts. So for now, I think we should not cry too much wolf. We should just encourage the body to look, okay, please state this, what happened, and let the students know so that they can improve themselves on it. Some of us who write WAEC for 2 hours or 3 times, we get to know that, look, okay, if you are writing English, you have to be this way, you have to be this way, you have to be this way, so that you can score the best score. If not, sometimes you are writing WAEC and you are panicking. Which question I don't fail? No, I missed the question. You now go on, you are starting again when the time is going. So sometimes I think we should give them room to correct the mistakes and let the student know how to improve themselves to good. We have started. So we are not starting with a big score. These things are done, are caused for some of these reasons. So we should just encourage the body, encourage the student. Okay, go back, go and learn it more. So that in the next future, you become a guru in writing exams like this. Because even the universities that you're going to, very soon, all universities will be doing the exam like that.
Okay. Nehemiah, this is the worst WAEC result we've had since 2015.
Don't call it worse.
No.
Don't call it worse.
According to the statistics,
don't call it worse because of the introduction of this CBT style. I think they should not call it worse.
It actually is the worst.
You will say it's the worst because the style of measuring it then and the style of writing now differs.
But it is the truth.
As much as it looks like the truth,
we may not like it.
Would we say the yardstick we are using to measure it? Those guys wrote 15
I
years ago. We write on paper. We write on paper all the exam. And this year we are writing on computer. And it will take time for them to master the typing skills.
Is this the worst WAEC result in Nigeria since 2015?
For me, it is. I would say it is not the worst.
No,
according to statistics.
Statistics,
where we have less than 39% of those who wrote WAEC this year getting a credit in English and Maths, meaning that out of 10 students that wrote WAEC,
failed.
3,
almost about 4 passed, 6, almost 7 did not pass.
The thing is this. See, in this country, I don't know why, we tend to drag ourselves into unnecessary problems. See, when you talk about transitioning, you must make it. You must be prepared for it. You must work hard for the transitioning process to occur. Yes, the world is going technology. The world is going technology. Now, the question is this. Most of these kids, how many of them have computers in their schools? How many of them went through rigorous computer appreciation trainings to get the knowledge of how to use these computers? Now, see,
especially public schools.
Especially public schools. See, I am an advocate of doing the first things first. Doing the first things first. Now, you cannot call me up into an environment and you won't give me the pros and cons for a period of time to master myself, because going into that environment I'm not going into that environment to fumble. I am going into that environment, transitioning into that place, to fare well there. So I must be prepared for it. I see these days, I don't know how many public schools has working computers before this time. Yes, put a plan. We are going to, in 2 years, we are transitioning into CBT for WAEC exams.
So
it is a very, very good development. Now, how do we prepare between now and then to make sure that our public schools have computers, our students, begin to learn how to use? Most of you will discover that most of these issues are about the use of computers. You will discover, if you go down to investigate it very well, that these issues are mostly the use of these computers. It's like telling one, because you have an idea, because you follow plane up and down, and then I ask you to go and drive a plane. So how do we plan our transitioning from one process to the other?
Okay, I'll take us back a little bit on a historical excursion. Well, I think it was Mr. Akasiki that was here on the day when this English language problem that many of them are reporting on social media. It was the night they wrote the exam into the night. The candle, where they said they went to buy candles.
Yes,
and
jump.
No, that was even WAEC. Was that WAEC? That was WAEC. English. It was WAEC. So, and we were saying this casually on the show then that we hope, this will
transit to this one
to a big problem.
Of course.
Now we had parents coming on social media to say, my child had A year, B year, A year, B year, but English D. And we know we can't move forward with a D7. My children passed these ones, but English E. English F. That if they are knowledgeable enough to understand English to pass
other subjects,
this, what is their problem with English?
English is technical. English is not as easy as everybody think it is.
What we've seen.
Yeah.
Now, is there no link? Is there not a possibility of a link between what happened that day, the failure of that night, that evening, and what we are seeing today?
We need to look deeper into the cause of the failure. So, as much as I'm even saying all that, I'm still saying, is it everybody that wrote on computer that failed? Is it the majority, or the failure? Is it even based on these issues?
You're saying that after all, some people passed. So what's their own?
Yeah, that's one thing. Also, what's their own problem too that they are failing? So let's look at it.
Like you said,
our transition should be done well. Our movement should be done well. If it's the movement that is the issue, because we're talking blind now, they've not even released to us. They should be able to release to us the reports, the reasons why these people fail, why these people do this, so that we can also improve on our teaching. Those who are teaching will look at us and say, let's do this so that you don't fail. Because to pass this exam, if you don't know the procedures how these markers mark these exams, you may not be able to write yourself to a success. Just a simple question about, please write about how you cook bread and beans and rice. And you think you know how. If you don't put it in the process that the marker will mark you well, you will fail it.
I think something very important needs to be addressed. Like I said before the show began, we are now in the era of glitches. And no, let's just be honest. There are things, there are issues, there are some things that happen, and you just be angry. When something happens, it now becomes a pattern. When something continues to happen, it now becomes a pattern. Then there is cause for serious worry. You are putting the future of our young people in serious danger.
True.
In serious danger. If what happened in this year's JAM is happening in the same year's WAEC, there's a cause for serious worry.
So the glitches, the glitches is not the glitches.
Now, if you not look at, what I'm saying about pattern is this. What I'm saying about pattern is this. If you look at in the last 5 years, in the last 5 years, it has never been this. We will say one or two isolated cases. So what is it? But it has never been this.
If you are improving, recall
the
jump man said they were trying. There's an improvement on the system. So when you are also experiencing an improvement, leave room for errors. You cannot be perfect.
Alarming
Sorry,
errors.
sir. Even in the UK, the National Hospital Insurance Scheme suffered glitches and a lot of frauds. So even in the US, their system is being hit. When you have perfect
does
firewall,
it
these
happen?
things happen. So
No,
let's
I'm not saying it
will
doesn't happen.
See,
Of course.
it is man that will hack. It is man that will build the hack.
That's why I said
It is man that will go and rob. It is man that will build the defense and the burglary proof for the house. So the moment you see these things,
software engineers building antiviruses, they are still the same people building. They're building viruses. They're not building the antiviruses.
So it's man nature. So but again, we will have to improve.
Happen.
Let's agree there's a glitch and we improve on it. Let's agree there's a problem. So let's improve on it. Let's check it.
We are going to be taking some comments now on social media. Hey, I see you, the man that says he's watching us live from Benin, Benin City, Terugu. Oh my God, I do hope I pronounced that name correctly there, and if I didn't, I apologize. Mr. Atera Tegu, you're watching us live from Benin City. Thank you very much. Please do join us on this show, not just on this show, on our other shows. And Mr. Imom Olawa is saying, let them do something regarding this English paper, or else.
Maybe you want free scores. You don't want.
Oh, really?
No, you don't get free scores.
God's power, Christopher Sunday is saying, now so then talk too for jam, you know. And somebody, oh my goodness, somebody is saying that the young people are not serious. They are engaging in all manner of things. But okay, the man that said, "Now so then talk to for Jam" was responding to the other man, and he said that that was all we all thought until Jam now came out to confirm that they were right, we were wrong. You know the funny thing about that Jam was that most people that wrote the second exam had very crazy, great scores. They begin to wonder how did what was
amusing? There were some set of students. Understand? There were some set of students who have written the same JAMB exam the previous year, and maybe because of the courses they want to take in those schools, they couldn't meet the cut-off mark. But they were usually above 220, 230. And you understand? And in this year's JAMB, they were getting like 120, 130. See, some students fell ill. I know close people that were telling me.
Students committed suicide.
That will be for glitches now.
So these things go, ahead to derail the students. Their psychological trauma.
No, I think you should make them strong and not derail them.
No, because these are kids.
You keep fighting.
These are kids.
You fight.
These are kids.
If you don't, become a lapo,
we are
can't fight the fight.
We are talking about last year. The previous one was JAMB. At least the students that wrote JAMB were a bit, matured. A bit matured.
You cannot be a weakling because of that. If you have to stand up and fight again,
if that kind of thing is happening to students who wrote JAMB, who are much older than this one.
Okay, true.
How do you think these students that wrote WAEC 14, 15?
So you begin to tell them, look, life is not like that. You miss it now, you walk again. Sometimes they don't serve you well.
But I think that the agency is in charge. These guys, they just do one exam a year. Or two. Do they study GC?
I know this.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
People do it. There is a lot of exam for them to improve on.
Yes.
Now, I'm talking about the guys involved. You guys have just one exam. We know this exam is every year. These guys get funding every month. They know what they have to do. The technical guys know we have an upcoming exam. So period. They should not use anybody's life to play
Ludo.
See, if you build a software, when you build a software, now you monitor your software.
Yes.
You get feedbacks from users.
Okay.
You write down the problems. The next time you are improving that software, you are making sure that problem does not come up again.
So we have a problem now. We are going to write the good software to improve it.
So now the problem we're having is, why do these things keep happening at this rate and nothing is being? You have just 1 year You have a year to prepare.
I'm sure we will.
I'm not standing great for this body, but let's be patient.
2027 WAEC.
So that is
2027 jam. Some people's children have been affected. The parents have equally been affected because they are the ones bringing out this money. The children are supposed to move on to the next level. I can't even imagine what they are going through because of a glitch. And then you don't want to not pass WAEC and be
please, we should not be a country. We should not be a country of glitches.
Last person who did not, and their mental health.
Yeah, as much as this is happened. But again, we shouldn't be
a country of glitches.
Yes, no. We're not a country of glitches. But this has happened.
We have to.
All over the world, it happens.
Move on to the next topic now. And the biggest opposition party in Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party, are preparing for their Congress. If you know, there's some. I think it's religious setting that uses Congress. Their convention in November, and reports are having it out there that hey, we do not want an election. We want to have a consensus candidate, so that there won't be various factions or various parties, so that they will be having a united front, especially as the next election, general election, is just less than about more or less 24 months away, and the political setting of the country is even eating up at the moment. So that is the reason why they want to have a consensus candidate so that they can have a united house. And names have been mentioned. Former Minister of Information, Professor Gana, is being mentioned. Former party chairman, Baraje, is being mentioned. And also the former governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed Makarfi, is also being mentioned. Remember that many of these names, these three names I mentioned, and a host of other names that have even been mentioned, have been in positions held in one position or the other for the People's Democratic Party. I'll be starting with you now, Mr. Liu. We've been saying this several times. We need the opposition to come to the party. We need them. They are needed in a working democracy. Else, we are just going to be practicing one party system. If they also come on board, they act as the necessary opposition machinery to the ruling party. And then we take it on from there. What's your opinion about PDP trying to get it out together?
They have to get it out together. We are in the festival before the festival. So everybody is doing something to show that, look, we are serious to snatch the machinery of government from this current government. But again, these are the things. How effective? What are the things you want to bring that is new? What are the things you want to bring that will make the people buy you and say, okay, we're going to support you? Because you need the people's vote. It's not just those of you at the top actually try to get together, do your romancing, your convention and so on and so forth. If they can get their acts together, if they want a concession, are they going to agree to the concession? And after that concession, there will not be defections, people will not be decamping and say, no, I want to go to another party and look for... It has to be united. You have to be united to stand as an opposition. The APC was one time very, very united. So if they are united and they can do their battles among themselves and come out clean and say, okay, yes, we are all for you. Say Baba, or what they say, when it was Say Baba one time. It was Say Baba, everybody was saying Say Baba, and you have one Say Baba to your APC, and you are doing your Say Baba, and everybody saying, say, you can... If the people agree with you, you can run the machinery of government. You can win it. But if you don't have a united front, if a house is divided against them, fall. So if they can come together and rearrange, they still stand a better chance than any other political party because they are grassrooted, they are grounded, they have a lot of experience, hands among themselves, among them, and they have a lot of good people that is looking up to that party and say, okay, this party can upset.
They also have more governors.
They have that.
More opposition members.
They have. A lot of it. They are at the grass. They are not at the top. Heavy at the top.
You said bigger.
They are
bigger at the top.
Man, at the bottom. They are heavy from the top to the bottom. They stand. It's a pillar.
You were attacking the ADC.
I wasn't attacking anybody. I only saying
describing the ADC.
So if they can come together and move, we can have. They are already a viable opposition. Don't let
they are the biggest opposition.
They are viable, but all they want is the machinery of government. So if they can have a united front. If they can give it to a South-South candidate, if they can agree...
Are you saying they should give it to a South-South
candidate? I'm saying if they can, it's a plus.
Or is there a reason why will it be a plus?
Because there's they agree, even among that, look, there is an unwritten agreement that, look, 8 years North, 8 years South.
As chairman?
No. Sorry, I'm looking at the presidency right now. For their chairman.
Oh, they give their
candidacy.
Give their party flag
to a South person. So maybe a South person, maybe. But for their chairman, they can do whatever they like.
The names mentioned are northern names, and of course the unwritten agreement.
So if you have a northern chairman, you can now get a southern. It's all about politics, but again, who gets what?
When and how.
So they have to fight that out. Or among themselves, they have to fight that out. It's a big fight for the big boys. It's not all for chicken.
What's your opinion? Nehemiah, you don't sound convinced with this argument of the PDP, or you're smiling really hard.
Truth is, we've seen the PDP in the last 2 years, and we've seen everything that has transpired in the PDP. But I strongly doubt. Yes, the party might try to, reorganize themselves, political party machinery, try to reorganize themselves as an opposition party. But what about endearing themselves into the hearts of people again? Now, if you look at the trajectory that has happened within 2 years, you will see that a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians have lost faith in the People's Democratic Party as a political platform.
Really?
Now,
have they?
Yes, they have.
Oh.
Let me. There's an incident that happened in Ogun State recently. I think 2 days ago or
where
something.
The PDP,
where the
stakeholders in the PDP have pledged support to the current
2027 support to the current president, and we can see that happening across the country. We can see that happening in several places across the country. Now, if you look at the north, where you think maybe the PDP still has a little stronghold or something, most of them are now, trying to go ways with the new coalition opposition party. So that's why I said I strongly doubt if I'm not talking about them fixing their party within themselves, if they can sit down and agree. And that's why if you look at everybody there contesting for that chairmanship position, they are not honors. Because I think it is I think it is in the view that the presidential candidate
is coming
at the time
south.
when it comes to the time is coming to the south, trying to stand with the unwritten principle of southern and northern president candidacy. So I think, but the main thing is, how is the PDP as a political party going to entrench themselves back in the hearts of Nigerians? Because that is a very big doubt. It's a very
you
doubt.
gave. I asked. Why you said the PDP was losing it, and somehow you were able to.
I think it's about the people.
That's one thing we missed about Nehemiah on the show. The ability to give it to us with stats and figures. Very good. It's very good to have you back on the show. Hopefully we'll have you more and more and more.
Of course.
A very big thank you to Mr. Adekunle Aliu as well for being a part of the show. But like I always say, the biggest thank belongs to you out there, viewer. Yes, you watching from Benin City, watching from Plateau, watching from Anambra, watching from even outside the country. It's social media, so it's not on terrestrial TV, but from everywhere. Thank you very much for watching us from wherever you're watching us from. We appreciate your viewership, and we do trust that you join us same time next week Thursday for another bumper episode. Remember, everybody, including the production team, my name is Shegun. I was telling you to have yourselves a wonderful weekend that starts tomorrow. May you not be weakened by the weekend.